We're going to start with the instructional design document, which has 8 sections. We're going to delve deeper into some sections over others because some of these sections are really important to the course that you'll see in the learning management system. The first section we'll delve into is the course overview, where we can see an at-a-glance image, which depicts the title, Keeping Yourself Safe, also names who the target audience is, which is child welfare workers. We can see that there are 3 lessons. Each lesson has 2 objectives, and all of the objectives point towards and are working towards the 3 main course learning outcomes, which we'll look at in the other section. The course should take learners approximately 2 hours from beginning to end, including pre-course preparation as well as after the course completing an evaluation. The instructional design document addresses the learning gap, which is explaining the importance of this topic to new child welfare workers, as well as experienced child welfare workers. It also addresses the target audience and learner profile, any special considerations regarding the learners. This course is an asynchronous course, and it is geared towards being informational as well as a problem-solving course. We're going to take a closer look here at section 5 so that we can visualize the alignment, the course alignment. You see that there are 3 main course learning outcomes that are geared towards Bloom's taxonomy verbs: recognizing, analyzing, and implementing. That also goes along with Bruner's spiral learning, where we first can recognize a concept, then we can take a look at it a little bit deeper, and then we'll be able to take it and implement strategies around it. The course map is a good at-a-glance look at being able to see where everything is connected. There are 3 course learning outcomes that are associated with each lesson. So each lesson goes with 1 outcome, and there are 2 learning objectives that connect to 1 course outcome. So in total, there are 6 learning objectives. Define, identify, recognize, evaluate, illustrate, and develop are some of Bloom's taxonomy that are used as part of the learning objectives. The learning objectives then inform the activities and assessments. The learning activities revolve around content delivery, as well as reflection, self-assessment, problem solving, critical thinking. Some of those activities of the content in the course also inform the assessments. 2 other sections in the instructional design document are section 6, which addresses the subject matter experts and other resources that are delivered as part of the training. And also section 7 speaks to the design model and learning theories. Of course, there's andragogical theory, which the course very much fulfills because it is self-directed. It is experiential learning, and now we're asking people to reflect on their past experiences, as well as giving them scenarios and other case scenarios to consider as well. The last section, section 8, speaks to digital media, which you will see when we open up the learning management system. When you open the course in Talent LMS, you are automatically taken. Your first page is going to be the visual course roadmap, which outlines where you can find the syllabus, the welcome video, as well as some other instructions. And it walks you through what you should do step by step, as well as the timing for each one of those steps. As instructed in the first column here, we can go over to the left side of the menu, where we will find, after the course roadmap, we'll find the welcome video, which they should, as instructed in the course roadmap, they will watch that. They can take a look at the full course syllabus and then move their way through each step of the training. Learners will be able to open up the syllabus and review that. The syllabus makes sure that we are explicit in this course description, including any disclaimers, information they need regarding honesty, engagement, other policies that are important to the course. And this is just a course overview around what materials that they need to have on hand, and also where to find those materials in the different platforms that are used. A really important section here has to do with what happens if they are not completing the work and what the bottom line requirements are. This is a unique overall course of pre-service where attendance is very important, so we highlight that. Transfer of learning assignments need to be turned into the liaison, although if they don't do that, they won't be kept from taking the exam, but they may have to meet with their supervisor. And then, of course, passing the competency exam is a bottom line requirement. Specific to this module, they'll find in the syllabus the course learning outcomes, module learning objectives, a description of the modality, anything they have to do beforehand, the schedule of instructional events, the alignment map, a simplified alignment map. It's not as colorful as the one in the instructional design document, but it's streamlined for the learner. And then any requirements, again, for technology, especially since this is an asynchronous course. The first activity that they'll be doing once they get through the before the lessons instructions is that they'll start with the what is situational awareness lesson, lesson 1. This has been built in Storyline through a SCORM file that is downloaded into this LMS. One of the features of this particular section, the welcome section here, is this digital image. Our child welfare workforce is asked to take an approach called the integrated practice model. All of our course trainings revolve around either the practices or principles or core values that are encompassed in this particular image. Because this is such a central theme in our trainings, we have given them the option to download this image here in the resources tab. This is a pretty information-heavy handout, and we have given them the option to be able to download, of course, in the resources tab. This is the situational awareness definition handout, and this handout comes with an optional read aloud QR code. This is another activity that we ask learners to participate in, and they're supposed to apply the concepts of perception, comprehension, and projection that they just reviewed through the situational awareness definition handout, and they're supposed to apply them to the digital image here. They're given very detailed instructions on what to do, and they're also instructed that if they would like to download the image, applying concepts image, that it can be found on the resources tab. And also there is a link to a screencast video that shows them an example from this digital image, how they might apply perception, comprehension, and projection. There are probably about 10 different examples that they can pull out from this image, and we give them one in that screencast example. Some people might not need that level of detail to give an example, but some people might, and we give them an option to look at the sample through a screencast video. This slide is an interactive slide that helps them debrief the last activity. Also, they're instructed as part of this slide that there's an option for them to download the interactive slide in text format. The assignments also have a rubric associated with it as well, with detailed submission instructions and expectations, all in one place so that they can ensure success for their submission. CQR course design review document. Everything went pretty well. The course information connected to the syllabus was clear and navigable. There is a printable syllabus. Course information talks about what type of course and also where to find all of the information. So this was actually one of the strengths of the course. Course technology and tools, I think, went pretty well. Also, considering the fact that we have some limitations regarding technology and the platforms that we use, but I think that we have done the best that we can to help the learners navigate that. I think some of my biggest struggles definitely had to do with accessibility, with the design and layout. Some things I just hadn't learned very well and had to muddle through, and I'm still trying to do that as well. And especially regarding accessibility issues in the SCORM. So like in Storyline, I still cannot figure out how to navigate some of those settings, especially when it has to do with forwarding the slides, and I'm still trying to figure that out. So I think overall it's come a long way, but there's still some work to be done for sure. I think that one of the things that we'll have to review after we've implemented some of the navigation and the explanation feedback that I got during this course that we plan on incorporating into our pre-service is to poll the learners to see what they think of the accessibility and the navigation and make tweaks from there.